Hey everyone, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. This video is my most recent empties from May 28th to this past Sunday, which would have been June 11th. So let's get started. I haven't done an empties video for a couple of weeks, so I took this opportunity tonight to do it. I had no intentions of filming today. I'm just going to move this back just a little bit. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. I had no intentions of filming today, so I have dirty hair, greasy, all that stuff, but this is just me in my regular life. So I thought even more, Marty is watching the Stanley Cup downstairs, and his team, the Vegas Knights, might win tonight if they win at all. So if you hear any sort of screaming, yelling, profanities, that's him downstairs in the living room. So he gets a little vocal. Okay, this is my basket. I've got through a lot in a little over 2 weeks. So I just thought I would talk about these. I think for the most part, I have a lot of the scent notes on here, but if there's a few I forgot to look up, you know, I'll do the best I can to tell you, try to do what I do. Okay, just taking everything out here. Today is Tuesday. Hope everyone's had a good day today. It's the middle of June already. Taking everything out here. Tomorrow is my birthday, so I know it's the middle of June when my birthday's here, and I get every year my dad sends me a text, your birthday's coming up, and you know, a birthday is just another day, you know, that special day kind of goes away when you're a kid. And I told my husband, I'm going into I'll be 39 tomorrow, and I told my husband next year when I turn 40, I want to have a party, big party, and that will probably be the last day that, last year that I say my age. You know, I don't care about aging. I don't care about, you know, people know how old I am. I don't care. You know, life is fun, life is hard, we all going through it together. So everything that I have, you know, my battle wound up here, and my, you know, just, you know, we're all doing the best we can. Why do we have to worry about, you know, how old we are, kind of a thing. I don't know where I was going with that, but like I said, I just sat down and thought I would do this video, so don't mind my ramble. Okay, I'll keep it to wax, I promise. Alrighty. Lots of different vendors in here, lots of different types of blends, fresh, bakery, fruity, you name it, it's in here. I have been really, sorry, something's on my face. I've really been trying to get through a lot of wax. I've really been trying to use up older wax and, you know, kind of just keep melting a little bit of everything. I think that's probably why I have so much wax, is because there's not a lot that I don't like. So so I mean, I guess that's a catch-22. So let's just go dive right in. First one, L3 Leaves. Today is October 3rd. Today is October 3rd. One of their most popular and best blends, in my opinion. It's Palo Santo, Sugar Cookie Royale, and Tosa Marshmallow. You can blend anything, and I mean anything, with Today is October 3rd. It's that perfect blend. And Leaves is the Bath & Body Works type. If you like Leaves, some people don't. Leaves is the quintessential fall blend, in my opinion. It's been around forever from Bath & Body Works. So this one here, I pretty much just smelled Leaves and a little bit of that Today is October 3rd. I think the Sugar Cookie Royale is pretty strong in Today is October 3rd, so I was getting Leaves and Sugar Cookie Royale, which it worked out. This was fine. I wish I had it in a little bit of a larger size so I could put it throughout my home, but this one I had in my master bath and it worked fine. Maybe this would be poured again towards the fall time, you know, when all of us crazy fall people, fall smell loving people like me, I should say, we can get our blends bought and they'll be all nice and cured. So that's that first one. Next one is Sugar Cookie Royale. This was a bougie bar. I purchased this just to blend with and to also melt it alone because it's been a minute since I have melted Sugar Cookie Royale alone. So I really wanted to see what does my nose pick up. So now I know moving forward how dominant Sugar Cookie Royale is in a blend. That's why I said really with today is October 3rd, my nose picks up the Sugar Cookie Royale the most. I get a little bit of the sexiness from the Palo Santo. I don't get so much marshmallow. That's kind of just there for sweetness. But this one, I have Sugar Cookie Royale in a scoop alone too. I love scoops. I'm working on scoops. I mean, I work on everything all the time, so let's face it. But I like to keep that variety in my melting. I like to have brittles. I like shapes, so I can kind of, cut a little bit of a different size piece when I chop. I just did a chop and chat on Sunday. I love the scoops. Scoops are so strong. My favorite scoop vendor is L3, of course. I love her consistency, and I actually do like scoopable tart wax. Rose Girl Jenny's mom, Kathy, she has wonderful scoopable wax. In fact, I have some more downstairs in my storage that I need to bring up, but I do have two totes I'm working out of here for the summer. I have mostly moved a lot of my wax down in the basement where it's cooler. It's been mild here for June in Utah. This time last year, we already had hit 100. It has barely peaked 90. This year, I don't think it quite has yet. Close, but not quite. I have pretty much a handle on moving my wax downstairs to keep it cool for the summer. Not that it is not cool in my house, it is, but summertime, heat rises, fluctuation and stuff, it's just more controlled downstairs. So that's why I move it down there. If I rub my nose a few times, pollen is high today here. Even though I haven't been outside, pollen sneaks in the cracks of the house, it gets in. Like you always wonder, how do bugs get in our house? Those little bastards find their way in, just like pollen does. So pardon my rubbing my nose. Okay, this next one is Kay. This was from her strawberry sampler that she had in April, I believe. This one particularly is strawberry rhubarb pie. This is rhubarb, marmalade, strawberries, and pie crust. Now, rhubarb is a root. It is I don't quite know how to describe rhubarb to somebody other than you've got to put a hell of a lot of sugar with it when you cook it down, and it's pretty much usually paired with strawberries. But this blend here in wax, you kind of have to smell rhubarb in order to describe it to somebody, because it really is, it's very unique and it's in its own little category. I really liked this one. So Carla from Kay's, if you weren't familiar, she a couple of months ago offered all of her strawberry oils that she has in her for her customs and in her clams they offer. She chose to pour them all in a sampler so we all could see exactly what strawberry is our favorites. And so many people pounced on that. They sold out within a day. So I was one. My husband and I were out of town for that night, and I saw them post and I said, oh, I've got to get one now. And I'm glad I did because they were gone by the morning time. So this one here, I get that rhubarb. It's a little bit extra of something that you mix with strawberry, and this is, well, not you mix, but this particular oil is mixed with strawberries and pie crust. So you get that little bit of bakery from the pie crust, you get the sweetness from the strawberries, but you get that little extra something from rhubarb. I like this. I would probably choose to melt this with something a little bit more strawberry, just because I love strawberry. I like rhubarb too, but I love my strawberry stuff, so I would probably use this and just bump it up with a little bit more strawberry. That's what I would do, if I was buying this blend. Next, this is Dessa's. Dessa has a pre-order on Saturday, the 17th. I will be participating. She's got really good blends. This is her fall pre-order. So if you are a fall-holic like me and a lot of us out there, don't miss out on this pre-order. Get on there on time, get your order in, have your list ready ahead of time. She usually does close within an hour. So it just depends on, how many people are ordering and quantities and that stuff. She does her best to keep it open as long as she can, but she does close pretty early. So this one is glazed lemon bread. I don't think this one is on the list for Saturday, but she does have a couple of lemons on there. Lemonlicious is one, which is fantastic. I love Lemonlicious. And she has lemon curd on there too, which is so strong and just a punch of citrus and tart, and it's fantastic too. This is a new blend, actually. This is flaky crusty bread, sweet lemon custard, and powdered sugar. I have this. This is her breakaway bars. They're in, a lot of vendors use this mold. It's 7 different, breakaway pieces. I really, really, really love this size. From a lot of other vendors, I buy this. These are the bougie bars for L3 that I can think of. I know a couple vendors I haven't purchased from in a while use this mold too. But the big ones, Dessa and L3 that I can think of. I like this because I can put it all throughout my home and I can see really how it works in my bedroom, in my office, downstairs in my open concept, in my bathrooms, all that stuff. And I know some people choose to just melt certain blends in their bathrooms, but not me. I'll put it anywhere. I'll put bakery in the bathroom. I don't want to restrict myself to that. Nothing wrong with people who do that, but I want to see how it performs all throughout my home. And that's just, how I choose to melt my wax. But this one, I was really curious to see if this flaky, crusty flaky bread was the same oil that is in her fresh bread and jam, because with her fresh bread and jam, which is on the list for Saturday, I think that one's always on her list because it's such a crazy seller. You can really smell the crustiness from that bread. You can really smell, it's like you just, you have a loaf of crusty bread, you just break off a piece, if it's, warm, if it's a little, not piping hot right from the oven, even though that's fabulous too with melted butter. Oh, anyways, if you have that crusty bread, you can just smell that bread. And I know some people don't like a bread note or a dough note or a yeasty note. To me, it is just like Rhodes Rolls. That's what it smells like. So whatever Rhodes Rolls smells like to you, that's the brand name of frozen bread that I'm talking about. That's what it smells like to me, and it's fantastic. It makes me salivate. It is so, so, so good. So what I like with this one is, to me, they're pretty similar. I don't know if it's the exact oil. I haven't really asked Dessa. She's out of town right now, visiting her daughter in Ohio. I used to live in Ohio too. I miss Ohio sometimes. I really like that she chose lemon custard versus a lemon curd, because I really think the lemon curd would overpower the bread. The custard has a little bit more cream in it, and it's just like a pudding, and I really, really like this blend. I would buy this again, definitely. Then you have the powdered sugar that just sweetens it up. Like if you have powdered sugar, if you bake, or you put it on top of baked goods, or funnel cakes here in carnival times or whatnot, that powdered sugar, that sweetness, you can really get that punch of that too. So I really like that lemon one. Next one here, this is Reese's Book Club. This is a sample from Vintage Chic. I actually have 2 of these. I finished both of them. This is lemon meringue, sugar cookie dough, and zucchini bread. This was one, as you know, if you follow Vintage Chic, Herbie's retiring this year sometime. She's doing her Blossom Bars and pre-orders every couple of months. And this one was one that was offered, not the last one that closed, of course, but the time before. I really went back and forth with what, if I wanted to order Reese's Book Club. And I think it was the most popular blend from that whole entire pre-order, if I'm not mistaken. But I did buy a couple of Blossom Bars with Beehive from January with that pre-order. And to me, I know that the lemons are different, but I really couldn't justify having a blend that was so similar to each other. But I am really glad I got this as a sample. With this one, what I like with this one is the sugar cookie dough and the zucchini bread balances very, very well. So you get that zucchini bread, that spiciness, that creaminess from the zucchini bread that a lot of us love. And then you get the sugar cookie dough to tone down that spicy a little bit. And then you have the lemon meringue in there that just makes everything great. I mean, who doesn't love a lemon bakery? It's so good. The only complaint I have with this is I wish it threw a little bit better. I am struggling with some of Vintage Chic's wax that at least that have been poured in the last 6 months. So I'm really letting a lot of the Blossom bars sit and cure for a good bit of time to see if that's going to help with the throw in my home. I purchased from Vintage Chic in late 2021, the year that I found vendor wax. I started in January of 2021. And all of that wax that Kirby poured back then, I've melted through, and it is fantastic. I don't know what it is with this most recent one. I don't know if it's just because that wax I used, at least 6 months later or a year later, and it's just really gotten better with time. I've seen some people comment that Vintage Chic gets better with time. Maybe that's what has to happen in my home. But, I am honest with my reviews on here, and I am struggling with throw from Vintage Chic. So if you're like me out there, maybe let it cure a little bit. That's what I'm going to try. But does this smell good on cold? Yes. Does it smell good if I hover over it? Yes. Can I tell there's something melting in the air? Yes. I just wish it was a little bit more identifiable. I really have to get down close to my warmer to really smell, oh, it's lemon. Oh, it's zucchini bread. I smell a little bit of dough from the sugar cookie. That's my opinion. Nothing against Kirby and her wax. She has fantastic blends. It's just what I'm currently dealing with Vintage Chic. The next one I tried is Magnolia Bakery. This one was available the past pre-order that just closed. This Magnolia Bakery is in a hell of a lot of her blends. This is buttery vanilla, fresh rolled dough, gooey batter, and a hint of sugared almonds like you just walked into a bakery. This is part of so many of her blends. And why I like this one here is it's just simple, ooey gooey, buttery bakery. This is a great blender. In fact, this one would be good if you bought a Blossom bar of this. You can just have fun with it and blend it with everything. Coffee, fruity, other bakery, other fruity bakery. Just have fun with it. I really liked this one. This one was kind of the same boat as the Reese's Book Club with Throw, but I just explained what my philosophy is for it, or, my opinion, I think, so we'll just leave it at that. Next is Witches Be Crazy for Palo Santo from Teddy Bees. I love Witches Be Crazy. This is birthday cake, pecan waffles, sugar cookie dough, and a pinch of cinnamon spiced vanilla. That's the Witches Be Crazy, mixed with Palo Santo. And Palo Santo, a lot of us love, and Palo Santo is fantastic with bakery. So, did I get a lot of Palo from this? No. I got mostly Witches Be Crazy, but that's only because Witches Be Crazy is such an incredibly strong blend, and it's good strong. Like, it's really why, if you watched my Chop and Chats or any of my Teddy Bees videos, that's why I started chopping less and smaller pieces with my Teddy Bees, because Witches Be Crazy blew me out of the house. So I really started chopping a smaller piece of Teddy Bees, and I found that the littlest amount possible with her wax throws immaculately in my home. And you have Witches Be Crazy to thank for that. So it took a long time for me to really figure out how to get the maximum performance from Teddy Bees in my home, and was just a lot of trial and error. Just like with other vendors that we all go through trial and error, it's just part of the melting process, part of that game. I mean, it's a science, just like a lot of other things are in the world. So this one here, would I buy this again? Absolutely. I love Witches Be Crazy. And most of the time when Tiffany offers a blend that's made with Witches Be Crazy, I buy it. Would I buy this again? Yes. But I really like when it's mixed with fruit a little bit more, because I've had Palo Bakery before, Palo Bakery. I say Palo Santo. I've had Palo Bakery before, and I kind of like that experience with fruit, such as blueberry or apple spice, or even Witches Be Crazy with beach treats is fantastic. So that's my take on this blend here. Next is L3. This is pink sugar cookie dough, and zucchini bread. This was a Mayflower. She did the April showers bring May flowers in May. So this was a small flower shape. I got this because I really like sugar cookie dough. I love sugar cookie royale, yes, and I like regular sugar cookie. But sugar cookie dough, I talked about this in my chop and chat the other day. I really like how it's a little bit buttery and it's a little bit more dough and it's not as sweet as sugar cookie royale, of course, because you're not dealing with that frosting note, which sugar cookie royale is great and it has many, many purposes in the wax world. But sugar cookie dough it's really sucked me in. So I'm not a crazy pink sugar fan, and I really only like pink sugar in blends. It's too sweet to me if I melt it alone, but I really liked pink sugar pie crust. Warm vanilla sugar is one of my favorite blends from L3. So I thought pink sugar, sugar cookie dough, zucchini bread would be fantastic. I got a couple of these Mayflowers, and I think I have one left. I have it in my storage. Sometimes if I know I'm going to like a scent, I buy a little bit more of it, especially if it's just offered in shapes. That way I can put it away and then I can enjoy it months down the road. That's just me. But this one here, I mean, Jen's zucchini bread oil is top notch. It throws beautifully. It blends beautifully with just about anything you put it with, and it's consistent. That's the main thing. L3's consistent with zucchini bread. So this one here it's a repurchase, of course. Next is Sassy Girl. I have a lot of different vendors in here this time. I purchased a new vendor on Friday last week called Second and Spruce, owned by Erica Kane from Pittsburgh, an hour from where I'm from. Oh, and it's in the mail right now. I'll film that video this weekend. Have a new vendor coming. I think my last new vendor I bought it's been quite some time since I've bought a new vendor. I can't even remember. It was probably that Smell Good shop, which was a long time ago. It's been a while. I really have said I don't want to try a new vendor because I already have a butt ton of wax and I don't need to fall in love with another one. But I really she's just starting out. I really want to support her. She's hometown girl and I really want to try her wax out. So I ordered a handful of things and it will be here and I'll have a video up this weekend for that one. But I do have a good bit of vendors in here. Y'all know I have a lot of L3, and I always have, and I have a lot of teddy bees, but I just chopped a lot of teddy bees up. I'm using my teddy bees. I know I'm trying to get out of the hoarding mentality with wax, and I'm pretty much over the hump with it. I'm doing really good, in my opinion. So this next one is Sassy Girl. This is Beach Bubble. This was from her Beach Night sampler that she offered earlier this year in late winter. I don't remember when it was. It was January, February, March, early winter, like I said. This is Beach Night with pink bubblegum. Now, if you watch me and you've watched many of my videos where I talk about beach nights, you know that Sassy Girl Aroma, Julie has her beach nights made just for her, and it's my favorite, and my opinion is it's the best beach nights in the wax industry, in the vendor wax industry, I should say. That's my opinion. I love it. It is just everything I want beach nights to be. It's not too salty. I think L3's beach nights is a little bit too salty for me. I love a good salty blend, but I really like less salt with the beach nights. So Julie's beach nights from Sassy Girl, it's balanced oh so well. I mean, she knows what she's doing with that. So mixing it with bubblegum was really interesting. I will say, I have a couple more of my Beach Night sampler cookies left. These were little cookies that they're so cute. These are little cookies I chopped in pieces of 4. I only have a few left, and I'm finding that a lot of them, except for a couple select blends, are just basically smelling like a lightly diluted version of Beach Nights. I'm not really getting... I know she blended one with coffee. She blended one with orange Danish. She blended this one with, I almost said peanut butter, bubblegum. She blended this one with bubblegum. And I really didn't get bubblegum per se from this. I got a little bit of sugar with Beach Nights, which I'm not complaining. This is pretty much a one and done for me, this blend, just because I'm not really getting that bubblegum. I've had bubblegum in wax, and it's actually really good. I know when I first thought Bubblegum, ugh, disgusting. I gave it a chance. You can thank Janine from Glitterati for that. I got one of her mystery boxes or her samplers, or back before she had her website, and she changed her process a little bit. I got bubblegum cookies as a chunk from Glitterati, and I thought, this is interesting, and I liked it. So I'm not afraid of bubblegum anymore. So this one, I liked it, but this was enough for me. Next, this is an L3 Trig Tart. This is Books. Now, books, how do I even talk about books? First of all, if you follow me on my Instagram, Books and Bright Wax, I love to read. I have been in one of the largest and longest reading ruts of my life up until the past month. I've been reading since I was 3. Benefit of being an only child is you learn to read early because you don't have anybody to talk to when you're home and your mom and dad drive you nuts. Sometimes they still do, but you didn't hear me say that. Actual books they've been they've probably been my longest friend, if you think about it. And yeah, call me a dork, all that stuff. I don't care because I love my books. I have thousands of books, and my husband, it drives him nuts, but he's got a ton of books as well. He's a little bit of a hypocrite in that regard. But I'm a bookworm. I love to read. I always have. I love the smell of libraries. I was just at the library last night. I love the library. I love the smell of a freshly printed book. If you order a new book, I'm in a couple of book clubs. You just get the smell of that paper, the ink, the print. It's relaxing to me, and it's like an old friend, because it is an old friend. And books, when I first had books in my life, the oil, was in 2021. I had it in a blend, Alexander Malcolm. I think that was my very first experience with books. I think Books is in that blend. And I thought, this smells so familiar. It smells like something I couldn't quite put my finger on. But I really got thinking, like, that is something that has been in my life for a long time. And that's why we have these familiar scents, and that's why scent is such a strong connection to our memories, and it's so important part of life. That's why, sometimes when you lose your sense of smell, whether you have an olfactory nerve condition or, unfortunately, COVID took smell from a lot of us for a long period of time, and some of us haven't fully recovered from it. If you watch my older videos, my struggles with it. But smell is such an important part of our life, and I think that's why a lot of us fall in love with things that smell good. Who wants to use a shampoo that smells like shit? Nobody does, really. I mean, you want it to smell fantastic. Why not? I mean, we as a human, as a species, love things that smell good. Food smells good. We want our home to smell good, and perfumes that we wear for our, that works with our body chemistry and our oils, we want that to smell good. So, because we remember how our mom smelled when we were little, or our dad, or, whoever raised us. I remember there's a scent that L3 has. It's called Oregon Autumn. It is a scent that I cannot put into words. I can't describe it. But it smells like something that I smelled when I was a little kid. And I don't remember what it is, but it hits me. And it's really like, I don't remember what this is, but this was something that meant a lot to me, because it's just like, come on, snap. There we go, a little bit better. It just came right back to me. And it's interesting how our mind works like that. So back to wax. Books, I like to throw little stories about life and stories about my experience through things, because, we're all here to support each other, especially, in our mental health journeys. I know a lot of you guys that watch my channel, if you've watched along with me in the couple of mental health videos that I've done. And trust me, I've wanted to do another one in May. May was Mental Health Awareness Month, but they're really hard. They're tough to really, that's completely exposing exposing the underbelly. But after I do a video and I talk about it, you know, it's almost a year since I did my trick video. It just, it's something lifts off of you, that the weight is lifted to talk about it. So books helped me through a lot of rough things in my life. So when books was an oil, I really, you know, whether it's Oregon Autumn, like I was telling you about, like I could tell it was something that meant a lot to me, but I can't remember what it is. Books is a great addition to any blend. It gives a little bit of something. If you like those library blends, like for example, Dessa has Library of Enchantment. It has a little bit of leather in it from those leather bound books. But if you are a person that likes the smell of old papers, old books, old magazines, libraries, then try books if you haven't. I know this big long spiel about books was a little bit more personal than just wax, but I mean, I love things that smell good. I have since I was a little kid. My very first love was crayons, the smell of crayons. So it started young. And books, thank you to whoever created books as a blend, or it's as a single oil, I should say. Thank you to whoever created this and the oil companies. It means a lot to us bookworms out there. So let's keep moving on. Okay, today is October 3rd, Beach Nights. Now I just talked about how Beach Nights L3's version is a little bit salty. This one here, I didn't get too much. Today is October 3rd. I got mostly Beach Nights, but I will say that today is October 3rd toned down that saltiness from the Beach Nights a little bit. So if you don't like L3's Beach Nights, maybe try to blend it with something. If you have some in your collection at home and you know you haven't moved it on to a friend or thrown it in the garbage like I've done with a handful of things, maybe blend it. Take that saltiness or whatever is off-putting in it, blend it with something, try to tone it down. That's just my advice, and I've done that, and it's worked. It became a little bit more tolerable. Would I buy this again? No, because it's pretty much just Beach Nights diluted a little bit. It's fall, y'all. It's fall, y'all. This is Teddy Bees. This was a blend from last September. Okay, this is Marshmallow Fireside, Sweet Cinnamon, Orange Zest, Leaves, and Brown Sugar and Vanilla. This one is on the lighter side, and I don't mean that in a bad way. There's a lot of strong oils in this puppy. Cinnamon, Sweet Cinnamon, Orange Zest, Leaves, Brown Sugar. You've got a lot of powerhouses in here. But the way that Tiffany blended this, she took the Marshmallow Fireside, which is smoky and sweet, and she added just a little bit of each to this to create a comforting, wonderful fall scent. I could have used a little bit more throw-wise, because it's a light, this is a light blend to me. And it is 9 months old, so it's nice and aged. And I wish it was a little bit more. I thought about passing this on to a friend, but I went ahead and I used it downstairs. And I did find that adding just a little bit more than I usually do to my warmer dish helped this blend a little bit more. It moved it from mild to medium. Not too crazy. I wouldn't call it moderate. It's a medium throw. But it's just like would be a great scent in a smaller space. This would do great in a bathroom. I actually, when I chopped this one up, I kept this one downstairs in my open concept, so that might have been a little bit of the problem. I didn't have it in a smaller space, but just knowing how it performed, this would be great in a small space or somewhere, you know, where that scent is a little bit more concentrated and there isn't so many drafts. This would be good in that space. That's my opinion of this one. This next one is Dessa's Cowboy Take Me Away. This one is on her list for Saturday. This was one of her new blends from the pre-order that this one was available in. This is Fresh Showered Cowboy, Hint of Cologne, Fog, Leather, Grass, and Wood Smoke. I talked about Rip from Yellowstone with this scent when I described it in that video. What I get from this one is I get a mixture of the leather. Leather hits my nose first, and I get a little bit of the wood smoke and the fog, that misty, that little bit of smoky, but not fire. And I get a little bit of masculinity. I wouldn't say this is a cologne scent, but it's a dark, mysterious mystery man scent. I will say that. But you have to like leather. And another thing, this lasts a long time. The throw is for hours and hours and hours. And this is a good one. I have plans to buy another bar of this on Saturday. It's a good one. Next one from Dessa. I have to move my leg out here after a while. My leg goes a little bit numb from sitting with my legs crossed. Okay, this is Saltwater Taffy. This is one sample that I got from my last pre-order. This I had in my master bathroom, and it is fruity and strong, and I wouldn't say it smells like taffy per se, but it's got that, if you've ever had saltwater taffy, you know how it's not just like a super duper punch of fruit. It's got that taffy, that sweetness, that stickiness, that sugar in there that's competing with the fruit flavor, at least the way that I describe taffy. I love taffy. There is a taffy company, there's a chocolate company out here called Sweet Chocolate Company, and they make taffy all year, but they have different seasonal summer scents out right now in the grocery stores. So that's how I describe taffy to people. This is fruity. It's got that little bit of sugariness to it. It has a little bit of creaminess, and this is good. This through very, very, very big portion of the day. I would say about 7 hours this guy went, and she's not skimpy with her samples. She gives you a little hunk in there of the scent, and I really appreciate that. I really like that. Next is Graveyard. This is from L3. This is leaves, toasted mallow, and Granny Smith apples. This is one of her most popular and well-loved fall blends. This was my first time with Graveyard, and this was either... Oh, I know what this was. These were her skulls, her little skulls. There were 4 in here, and I chopped them in half. This, I mostly got Granny Smith apple with a little bit of diluted leaves. So sometimes if you've had leaves, especially if you get it from Bath & Body Works, it's strong, and it lets you know it's there. I love a strong scent. I love leaves. I really appreciate, though, that she added more of the Granny Smith apple oil and the mallow to really make this not just be dominant leaves, because leaves can overtake a scent if it has too much, if you have if the balance isn't right, in my opinion. Just like copper tone and Mac apple can just dominate and take over a scent, and it bombards the other things that are mixed in there with it. Mac apple, I'm finding I'm tapering a little bit away from it, because it's just, to my nose, I just pick up that one single note, and I want a little bit of variety. I just don't want Mac apple. So this one, I really appreciate that there is a little bit more green apple. You get the tartness, you get the crispness from the Granny Smith. It's my favorite apple to eat. And you get the mallow. It's almost like a little bit of a sticky scent. And then you have the leaves there in the background. You know it's that quintessential, that leaves, that fallness, but you have a little bit more green apple. This next one from L3 is Sugar Cakes and Blueberry Meringue Tort. Sugar Cakes is fluffy yellow cake batter with whole vanilla cream frosting and crushed vanilla wafers on top. It's their newest vanilla blender scent that Jen created in the last handful of months. I think maybe late last year. I don't really remember when it came to be, but mixed with the Blueberry Meringue Tort, I grabbed this. This was a bougie bar, the breakaway bars that, the 7-piece guys. I love blueberry. I love Blueberry Bakery. It's fantastic. So, sorry, my face is just really itching right now. I love Blueberry Bakery. I love blueberry straight fruit. Give me all of it. So Sugar Cakes, surprisingly, I mean, if you watch me, I'm not one that really gravitates towards plain vanilla scents. But Sugar Cakes has enough depth and heft to it depth and heft to it to give it a little bit, give it more substance than just, for example, White Elephant Exchange, which is pretty flat. It's pretty vanilla. It's just there. It's a hell of a blender. White Elephant Exchange is. It's not my personal favorite. My favorite vanilla blender up into this guy was Don't Cross Streams. That was my favorite one. But Sugar Cakes is great alone. It's great by itself. It's great blended with things, but the blueberry was just the icing on the cake to give you that blueberry bakery punch that a lot of us love. It's great for any time of year. This could be a great segue scent from summer to fall. If you like a little bit, if you're a person that likes blueberry for fall time, then this would be a good one in my opinion to melt then. Next is L3. This is Orange Chiffon Cake, Orange Vanilla Coffee, and Sugar Cookie Royale. This was part of the coffee sampler that she offered a couple of pre-orders ago. I have never had, I take that back. I have had orange coffee. I've had hot orange Danish coffee bean, which is fantastic. So this one here was pretty much just orange with Sugar Cookie Royale with a little hint of coffee. I didn't really get too much coffee in here because it is orange coffee, which, actually it's vanilla coffee, or excuse me, orange vanilla coffee. I haven't had orange vanilla coffee alone to know what it smells like, so I can't really comment on what that smells like alone to know how much of that I'm picking up in here, but I am getting the orange chiffon cake, which is delicious. It's fantastic. It's a great orange bakery. It's yummy. But I get the Sugar Cookie Royale in here too, and just the littlest itty bit touch of coffee. This is just an orange bakery. It's pretty, this is a one and done for me. If this blend was ever poured again, it's a good orange if you like an orange bakery. I wouldn't call this a coffee one though. Just a hint that's there. Next is Lemony Strawberry Snicket. This is Jay's blend from the most recent customer creation contest. The very first time that L3 poured this one, it was poured in Bougie Bars, which was this one. And then it was poured again in the Mayflower shape. But this blend here is fantastic if you like lemon and strawberry. This is lemon pound cake, strawberry pound cake, lemon curd, and fresh picked strawberries. Jay did a really good, he did a really good blend with this because if you watch him or you see him post in the groups, he doesn't like bakery. So he was really smart with adding lemon curd instead of another like lemon chiffon or even lemon meringue pie, which has a little bit more of a bakery note to it. He picked the lemon pound cake, which has more lemon, but he picked lemon curd to put with it, so it could really take that cakiness out of it. Strawberry pound cake, to my nose, is a little bit light already, so it's not, it's a little bit bakery, but it's the least bakery strawberry of the strawberry bakery scents that are out there in my opinion. And the fresh picked strawberries on top of that, he really likes strawberries too. So this was a very, very good blend. It's got a little itty bitty bit of bakery to it, but it's mostly lemon curd and strawberries. This is fantastic. It's a great blend. Good job, Jay, and great job at L3 for putting this one together. I think he's happy with that one. Okay, this next one is L3 again. This is Strawberry Pound Cake. Today is October 3rd, Espresso. This was a sweetheart back from Valentine's Day that they've poured, that shape that they have. I really liked the sweethearts. They were nice and thick, and you got, I've been cutting a lot of these shapes into 8 pieces just because it's the way that it works out well. It gives you a nice piece. You can really smell and gauge that scent in your home. So this next one, this one here, this is a weird one. I don't get Strawberry Pound Cake at all. And I don't really get, today is October 3rd. I get espresso watered down, if that makes sense. Maybe a little bit of the cookie from the Sugar Cookie Royale. This one wasn't bad, but I don't think I would buy this again just because it kind of just was, just like I said, just the one note, just like the watered down espresso with maybe just a hint of cookie. I wanted a little bit more from that one. Next is Sassy Girl Aroma. This is Little House of Laundry. A lot of these, you know, for only a couple of weeks, I've been using up bits and pieces and really being consistent with changing my wax every 4 to 5 hours. I'm especially on the days I'm working from home more now than I have been in the last couple of months. So I'm back to my regular melting schedule. That's probably why it looks like a lot to me. But Little House of Laundry. This is one of my favorite laundry scents that Julie offers. This is clean aquatic, peach jasmine, and a just pulled from the dryer smell of freshly laundered linens. I love laundry and fruit. So good. Peach laundry is one of my favorite ones out there. I will say that this does not smell like peach laundry. This is a little bit clean. You have peach and jasmine together, which work really, really well, but you have that laundry note, that fresh, it's laundry. It doesn't smell like Downy to me. It doesn't smell like a particular laundry brand, I should say, or a fabric softener. It just smells like laundry with a little bit of fruit, which I really, my nose can't tell what fruit it is. So if this says peach, jasmine, and aquatic, I'll just take this for its word. That's what it smells like. But I have a loaf of this that I'm going to do must said the springtime. I'm going to do in the wintertime when I want to freshen the house up a little bit from, you know, just the cold. I know we're at the beginning of summer, but winter and fall will be here before we know it, believe it or not. But this is my favorite laundry scent that Julie offers. Next, L3 again, we have custard cream cakes. We're at 46 minutes. This is custard cream cakes. This is strawberry cream cheesecake. Let me try that again. Strawberry, cream cheese, cake batter, sugar milk, and cupcakes at Tiffany's. This was a customer creation contest winner. I don't remember who made this one. What I get from this one is strawberry. It smells like strawberry, creamy, and bakery. I can't pick out the cupcakes at Tiffany's. The cake batter, I really like the cake batter. The sugar milk doesn't have that sour note that some of us get from sugar milk. And the cream cheese is just there for extra creaminess. This is a really good creamy strawberry scent. Next is this one. I actually finished this today, so I threw this in my basket. So I really should have kept this for next time, but it's all right. Mrs. Teddy Bear. This is Teddy Bees. This is a blend of teddy bear biscuits, cherry pie filling, and whipped cream. Her teddy bear biscuits, I believe, is her beignets, powdered sugar dipped in whipped cream. I think that's what her teddy bear biscuits is. But this one here, if you have a can of cherry pie filling and you open it up and you just smell that cherry, that fruit. It's not artificial. It smells just like cherries. Cherry pie filling that has that thick, that I don't want to say syrupy, but cherry pie filling. You know, it's thick, it's fruity, it's sugary. That is the cherry that you get in here. It's not cough syrupy. It's not Robitussin or any of the other adjectives that are used to describe cherry. This is fantastic. This is the whipped cream, of course, I don't really get, but the teddy bear biscuits I haven't had alone, but I can pick out the teddy bear biscuits separate from the cherry pie filling. I found that when this hits the heat, the cherry pie filling hits my nose first, and then the teddy bear biscuits comes in and just is fantastic and just a light bakery scent in the air. This one isn't a crazy thrower, but it lets you know it's there. It's a great blend. I would buy this again. I actually have this in a oh man, the containers, oh, what does she call them? The tubs. I'm sorry. The tubs. That's this one. Okay, next, Fenway Park. Fenway Park. This scent is named in honor of a loved one who loved the Boston Red Sox. Salted peanuts, popcorn, caramel apple, and a hint of cotton candy. So just another take on the Circus Concession with a little bit of salted peanuts. This one here smelled like Circus Concession with peanuts, which I'm not complaining. And even in the bag, it smells... He just yelled, if you might have heard him. They might have scored. They probably scored. Because if it's not them scoring, it's another word that he screams out loud. So, Mr. ESPN at it again. So, I'm used to it. This is 11 years now. 11 years? 12 years. Sorry, 12 years now. Yep, Circus Concession with peanuts, and it's good. This is good. L3 has a blend called Hey Hey Hey, which is banana splits and peanuts. So in my next Chop and Chat, I'll do in a month or so, I think I'm going to get that one out because that's a nice summertime scent. Who doesn't love a banana split? I'm going to get that going and see if that peanut is as strong as the peanut oil is in this. I would buy this again. That's a good one. Strawberry Cupcakes, Sassy Girl. Okay, this one is near and dear to my heart because this was the scent, this particular scent, was the scent that made me fall in love with Sassy Girl aroma. I bought, back in my way early days of vendor wax, when I went crazy in D-stash groups, just buying every Sassy Girl thing I could get my hands on, I got Strawberry Cupcakes. And I put them in my warmers up, downstairs in my kitchen, and I went downstairs into the basement. And I could smell it down in the basement. And I thought at that time, I was in my way early days. I didn't know anything near as much as I do now about vendor wax or melting. I mean, I've been into wax, of course, Walmart wax and such, but I didn't really take the time to learn the chemistry and the method behind, wax making and the craft that these vendors put into it, and how important it is in our home. Temperature of our home, humidity, draft, air conditioner, heater, even location in your home, upstairs, downstairs, small space, large space, open concept, stairwells, all of those things. When this hit my nose in my basement, I thought, I'm in love. At that moment, there, snapped first time. I thought that at that point, Sassy Girl Aroma was my favorite vendor, and she is up there at the top. I have like a two-way tie, not two-way tie, I have like a three-way tie for second place of vendors. So, because they're all neck and neck with each other. It's like an Olympic swimming competition. They're all right there, neck and neck. That's me and the vendors. So I used to say Sassy Girl was my favorite vendor, but I have several that I just can't decide anymore. Sassy Girl works in my home all the time. I have very, very little duds with Sassy Girl. The performance, the quality of her oils, it works well in my home. And this was the scent that did it. This is strawberry, vanilla cupcake, and buttercream frosting. And I know a lot of us out there like this one too. It's that perfect, it's a punch of sweet strawberry with that beautiful vanilla cupcake. I have a handful more here, and then hopefully I'll try to make this just about an hour long. Next is Teddy B's Snow Cones at the Sea. Snow Cones by the Sea, excuse me. This is watermelon, black cherry, juicy apples, and salty sea air. This is 15 months old. I got this last spring. Okay, watermelon. I love watermelon blends, watermelon bakery, watermelon strong fruit, watermelon mixed with other fruits, watermelon mixed with salty Sierra like this one, watermelon with cucumber. I love watermelon. It's so good. So I don't necessarily get apples or cherry from this. I get watermelon with salty Sierra, and I'm not complaining because this is fantastic. I have another souffle of this coming. I order from the pre-order. If you like watermelon fruit and salty Sierra, give this one a try. Just the plain of today is October 3rd. I don't have to talk about that one because I already explained what that one's all about. This is Sassy Girl East and West, or West and East, I should say. Okay, this is I can still smell it. This was a mini muffin. This is part of her, this is part of Julie's resorts and hotel scents. Part of her collection of the thousands of oils that she has. Sorry, just adjusting here. Okay, this one is freshly brewed white tea, Mediterranean cedar, and Tahitian vanilla beans. Okay, her resort blends and all of her hotel, all of those complex as hell scents are very, very, very hard to put into words. If you like white tea or any sort of tea scent, not black tea. Black tea has a different complex to it that is not as light and airy and fresh as white tea is to my nose. The only thing I can compare this to tea-wise, because you get, this is the scent that's piped through the Westin resorts. This is complicated. When I say that, I don't mean that it doesn't smell good. It's hard to put into words. It's like Coca-Cola. You can't really, and I say this all the time. It's like, or Dr. Pepper. You can't really describe how it tastes. You have to taste it to see what it tastes like. I mean, it's like beer. You have to, I mean, although to me, beer kind of tastes like how it smells. But you have to try it to see what it tastes like. So you have to try these resort blends to see if you're going to like it. This smells exactly the same on cold as it does warm. This is strong. This lasts over 24 hours. I put a little piece of this muffin. I've been working on this for about 3 months, this muffin. I put a little piece in my warmer downstairs. I had this only in my kitchen downstairs because I knew this would blow me out of the house. I put a little piece of my warmer in the morning and it's still going at 10 o'clock at night. And then I turn my warmers off for the night and I open them up. Well, turn them on the next morning and I get half a day more out of this. At least, maybe even till the evening time. This is so strong. So if you want to talk about bang for your buck, look into the resort scents because this is not the first resort scent that has lasted over a day for me. I get the white tea. I get the tea. And right now, the only thing I can think of that this reminds me of tea-wise is if you go to Bath & Body Works, right now they brought out of the vault the white tea and ginger. If you smell the white tea and ginger and you take the ginger spiciness out of it and you smell that tea, that's the tea that I get from this. I get a little bit of cedar. Cedar is my favorite tree. It just adds a little bit of something extra to it. But this is not by any means a woodsy or a tea scent to my nose. This is tea. I said woodsy or tree scent, I mean, not tea. It's a tea scent, not a tree scent. Say that fast 5 times. The vanilla is there to sweeten this up, but it's really hard to put this one into words other than the fact that this smells like white tea. So I'll shut up about that one. Beach Nights, Strawberry Jam, and Sugar Cookie Dough. This was another one from the Strawberry Jam sampler from L3 recently. This one, basically, on cold, I got the Strawberry Jam a little bit. It's not as strong as it usually is in a lot of the other blends. This one is mostly Beach Nights, but the Sugar Cookie Dough and the Strawberry Jam tone down the Beach Nights quite a bit. So this one, I feel, yes, it's beach nighty, but you could tolerate this. You could even blend a little bit more of something with this to take that beach nights away if you're not a fan of it. But if you are, give it a try. But, I mean, if you are a fan of beach nights, you would like this. But if you're not, you could handle this. Just, it's toned down a lot. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I would buy this in probably a 2-pack of Bunts. I liked this one. I would probably add a little bit more strawberry jam to it just to really open up that fruit part of it. I didn't have enough for me. This next one is Summer Scoops Fruity Pebbles from L3. This one is Fruity Pebbles, basically. I didn't get too much Summer Scoops, which is that strawberry ice cream sorbet from Yankee. I get just Fruity Pebbles, which everybody, for the most part, knows what that smells like. Next is Sassy Girl. This is ice cream scoop bread at the IHOP. This is IHOP is pumpkin pecan waffles, maple syrup and brown sugar, caramel, coffee, and buttercream. That's IHOP. I think there's buttercream in IHOP. If not, it's just PPW, maple syrup, brown sugar, caramel, and coffee. Something like that. Anyways, IHOP is my favorite coffee blend of all vendors in wax. IHOP is perfection. It is perfect. And I don't get too much of the ice cream scoop bread, which is probably the buttercream, vanilla ice cream, crushed almond, and chocolate cookie dough. I don't get much of that at all, just because IHOP is so strong. It's perfect. It has a little bit of bakery, it has a little bit of syrup, it has a little bit of pumpkin, it's got a lot of coffee, I should say, and caramel, and it's just fantastic. It's great in the fall and winter. It's great now. IHOP is my next to strawberry cupcakes. It's the one that's right up there with my favorite blends. And Beach Nights. Beach Nights is my favorite. Well, Sassy has my, let me slow down a little bit. I love all of Julie's Beach Nights blends. I have tried just about every time I went nuts a few months ago ordering from Sassy Girl again. I tapered off for a long time and I'm back into taper mode. I try, if she has a Beach Night blend each pre-order, and she usually has a couple, I try one I haven't tried before, and I've tried a good bit of them in the last couple of years. I love that. I love IHOP, and I love strawberry cupcakes from Sassy Girl. 4 more here. Beach Bummin'. Now, I think there were 12 cookies in the Beach Nights sampler. This was my favorite one. This is Beach Nights and Boom Boom. Boom Boom Cream. Boom Boom Cream is caramel, heliotrope, which is a little bit of cherry, and pistachio. But it's not, it's that caramel, that salted caramel, it's addictive, it's sexy, it's body-esque almost, to my nose at least. Boom Boom is great blended with anything. Beach Nights, this is fantastic. This has been poured many times because it's perfect. It has that Beach Nights, but it has that Boom Boom, that warmth from the Boom Boom, and I love this one. So good. Next is Almond Biscotti Cookies from Dessa. This was one of her new scents. This is almond biscotti, oatmeal cookies, and vanilla frosting. I had this going in my office. This was just a tile, so I cut it into pieces of 4. So I had it going in my office, and then I put the last piece, I think, in my tart warmer in my second bathroom. This was nice. It was okay. It was just a cookie scent. I didn't really get almond biscotti, and I didn't really get oatmeal. It was just a cookie blend. I wish I had a little bit more from this. Next is Burnt Sugar Banana Beignets. This was fantastic. I'm working on her burnt sugar cookies. I think it's burnt sugar. It's in my tote right here. Burnt sugar cookies. I think that's what it is. The burnt sugar note and the banana beignets. This is delicious. It's fantastic. Burnt sugar and beignets. I think she has her New Orleans beignets on her list for Saturday. So I'm going to check it out. I've got to make my list of what I want. But the burnt sugar, this is so good. It's strong. It's like caramelized. It's caramelized with, but not caramel. It's caramelized sugar. It's burnt sugar. But it's not stinky burnt. It's yummy burnt. And finally, this is Harper James. Oh no, this is the last vendor I ordered from that was new to me. Harper James. I was up late one night, insomnia. Another part of the hot mess. And I had no intentions of ordering from Harper James yet. It's on my list of vendors to try, but I wanted to wait till fall. But a couple of months ago, I purchased 2 brittles and a couple of her brownie bags. And this is Stay Salty. This is salted pretzel, caramel, maple, and sugar cookie. I didn't make a video because I didn't want to just be 3 minutes long, 4 items. So that's why it's not been on my channel before. This is, to me, this is a caramel cookie. I didn't really get a lot of pretzel, but I got the salt believe it or not. This was good. She uses very high quality bags. These are nice and thick. I got a sweetness from the maple, and I got the caramel and the cookie and the salt from the pretzel. This was good. I would buy this again. The other brittle I got is Buy Me Some, which has the popcorn and stuff in it. So the train's coming by, but I'll wrap this one up. That's all I have for this edition of my Empties. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit long, but I did have a lot to go through, and I, talked a little bit too. So I'll talk to you guys in the next Empties video, probably in a few weeks. Hope you have a great week ahead, and happy summer, happy vacation time, and I'll see you soon.